MJZ Comics, and we went to a comic show. Let's see what we got.
Let's start the show.
Before we get started, I want to remind you all that we are giving away this booster box of Spider-Man Marvel Metal cards to a lucky subscriber. Go back, subscribe, and check out our video on the giveaway on the Marvel Metal. So I ended up going to a local comic book show and did some hunting there. Went in with a little bit of money, wanted to spend 50 bucks or less, and I ended up picking up one really good book. Got a really good deal on it. The guy had said he was 50% off, everything marked, and I ended up getting this book for $50. And it is probably minimally a 9.6, but probably a 9.8 of Moon Knight 1.
So obviously Moon Knight 1, this is the origin of Moon Knight. It's also his first ongoing series, not to be confused with his appearance in Marvel Spotlight. And it's also the first appearance of a character known as Bushman, who's a mercenary. And with an interesting first appearance that I didn't know of is the first appearance of Khonshu, who is the Egyptian god that was in the Moon Knight series. So kind of an interesting book.
Yeah, this is a great book. And for those of you Moon Knight fans, this book has come way, way down in value. I mean, when that show was announced and, we were in 2021, I mean, I think this book in a 9.8 was going for like over $1,000, I think, at the time.
Yeah, Moon Knight was on fire.
Yeah, I mean, and I think those same 9.8s are down like in the $300 value, $300 to $400. Like I said, I got this. This is a near mint copy. I can't find a single flaw on this. I got this for $50. And like Matt said, this is another triple threat. It's a Moon Knight #1, the first Bushman, and the first Khonshu. Big characters in the Moon Knight comic book lines. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's an awesome cover. Really cool cover with the colors, the purples, the whites, the yellows. Great book. So another book that I picked up, this is a bigger book, and I have been looking for this book for years. It's Daredevil #105 and a CGC 9.8. I mean, Matt can attest to this. The colors on this book, I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful looking book from 1973.
Yeah, this is probably a top 10 book as far as just looks. The reds and the greens just pop.
Now you're going to ask me, what is the significance of this book? The significance, if you are a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, and Drax, his daughter, is in this book, and she is the Moon Dragon. Now, a lot of you that follow comic books and know about Moon Dragon are hunting always the Iron Man 54, the copy that has Submariner and Iron Man rolling on the cover fighting. That is labeled by CGC as the first appearance of Moon Dragon. Now, when you go online and look this book up, and even on the app when you look it up, it says the first appearance of Heather Douglas as Moon Dragon is this Daredevil #105. Now, CGC on the grade says this is the origin of Moon Dragon and the first cover appearance of Moon Dragon. She's right over here, off to the side with her shaved head. Great character. The funny thing is, when I kind of started doing the research, I feel like this label should say the first appearance of Heather Douglas as Moon Dragon, and the Iron Man 54 should say the first appearance of Heather Douglas as Madame McEvil. Because later on, as she goes on, she becomes the Moon Dragon. And this book is only, I think, I would have to look up for sure, but I think this is only out a few months after the Iron Man 54. They're real close in the release dates. But to me, this is a cool book because she's on the cover. It's a 1970s Daredevil book. There are actually only 13 copies in the world graded in the 9.8. That's a rare book. And I think if she becomes really popular, this book could go against the Iron Man 54 for value. I mean, if people start reading and figuring out what's going on in the two books, from what I've read in the storylines, this to me is the first Moon Dragon. Let us know in the comments what you think about that. If you agree with me or if you think I'm just trying to make my book the more valuable one. I'll listen. I'll take criticism.
This is another one of those controversial books, not to be confused with like Hulk 180, Hulk 181. Now make sure you do your research before you jump on, this book or that book. And I use Hulk 180 and Hulk 181 as a perfect example. Hulk 181, everyone says that's the first appearance. There's a huge argument that's been going on for a long time. Hulk 180 is really the first appearance, first cameo, blah, 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 blah. I don't care what anyone says. Hulk 181's always going to be the money book. So do your research when it comes to these types of books where it's a little bit controversial and use that to decide which one you go for.
Yeah. And always buy what you like. A lot of
Hmm.
people say that. And I like this book better. I'm not looking at a value amount, but I'm liking this book better because Heather Douglas becomes the Moon Dragon in this book, and she's on the cover. I mean, she looks awesome on the cover. She becomes the Moon Dragon. Great storyline. And why are we even thinking about Moon Dragon? There's a lot of rumors that she may be in the next Guardians movie, being that she's Drax's daughter. She has some connections with Thanos. He actually killed her father originally before his spirit somehow went into Drax the Destroyer. Really cool storyline. She's an awesome character, a lot of powers. She's a telepath. She has superhuman strength, big martial artist. And like I said, there's a lot of rumors. And usually, when these rumors are swirling like they are, some of the truth, it's going to come out as the truth at some point. It may not be in Guardians 3, but I think this character has a great shot of joining the MCU.
Now, there is some precedent on the CGC labels. I believe with the character Polaris, didn't they change her actual first appearance
They
book?
did. Back in the day, the X-Men 50 was considered the first appearance of Polaris. And then I'm not sure exactly when it switched, but it was in more recent years. Now the X-Men 49 is considered Polaris's first appearance. I'm kind of bummed they did that because the 50 is just a gorgeous
Yeah,
cover
the
with her right on the
green
cover.
cover, Steranko cover.
I'd still rather have X-Men 50 over 49 any day of the week. But anyway, let us know what you think about this book. Moon Dragon, at the minimum, this is the origin of Moondragon and the first cover appearance of Moondragon. So I think you're always going to have that argument, like you do with some of these, with the Gambit book, with the Wolverine book. Is it this Daredevil 105 or is it Iron Man 54? But I think the market right now is dictating that Iron Man 54 is the money book,
In the perfect world, you just get both books.
right? If you're a big Moondragon fan, get both books. Me, I like this book better. Buy what you like. I picked this book up.
Not many people know or think about this book. So if the other book heats up, this book's probably bound to follow it.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
looking at probably better value with this book than the other one.
Let us know in the comments what you think of our book, our purchases. MJZ out.